What's up everyone, welcome to episode number 20 for my WCW series Done Deal. We're now in December on the road to Starcade. Following last month's shows, Kevin Nash is your new general manager of WCW following his spinal injury, which ended up leading to his retirement. And he's booked Sean O'Haire in a 60-man battle royal at Starcade. So, on that note, here we go. So, we've got a pre-show match, 6-man tag, Planet Jarrett, which is now the High Gun, Brian Clark, AMW, defeat BG James and the Nitros. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Chris Harris sustained damage Achilles tendon. Well, that's a big injury, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's a big injury. Another pre-show match, Nigel McGuinness defeats Alex Shelley in a singles match. 73. Cool, main show. Sean O'Haire's in the ring with Stacy Keibler. He complains about having to defend his title in this Rumble style match. Eric Bischoff actually interrupts, points out Starcade is WCW's biggest pay-per-view. We want it to have a big time feel. So on that note, he agrees with Nash. The match is on. Got 100. Taka Michinoku gets a winner for James Gibson. Michinoku driver, 59. The Calgary Bulldogs are backstage and they get jumped by Brett, Storm, Evans and Teddy Hart, 63. Tag match, the Dark Carnival defeat the Young Dragons when Kaz Hayashi turned on Jimmy Yang. So Kaz has gone heel. Conan is backstage. He's arguing with Billy Kidman. Gets a bit heated. Nash is passing by and books a singles match tonight. Chad Collar defeats Ultimo Dragon, 78, that's good rating. Punk comes out and hypes Nathan Jones. I thought it'd get higher than that, 70. Leads to a tag match, Punk and Jones defeat Amazing Airborne. Punk carried the match. Smojo defeats Great Muta, a muscle buster, 60. Backstage, Nash in his office. Ric Flair and Mike Awesome enter. Nash points out the tag division is currently at an all-time high. So starting on Thunder, there will be a tag team title tournament with the number one contenders getting a title shot at Starcade. The franchise defeat Palumbo and Liger. Sean O'Haire's in the catering, complaining, trying to convince Jeff Jarrett and Bret Hart. He soon realises the room is silent. Everybody, including the likes of Lance Storm, BG James, CM Punk, RVD, Booker T are glaring at him. Booker points at his title and says, "Your days with that are counting down," and O'Haire storms out the room. 97. Backstage, AJ and Joe are talking Eric Bischoff into a match and he actually agrees to it. So this is straight away going on Starcade. So we're going to have our first pre-booked match already, unless injuries occur. We're going to have Goldberg defending the TV title against Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. Cruiserweight title defense, Shane Helms defeats Jerry Lynn, Chris Sabin, Shannon Moore and Paul London. 78, pretty good mid-card match. David Boy Smith actually given some promo time. He said this is his mission to get a bit of revenge on Bret Hart's crew, basically. 73. Singles match, DDP defeats Christopher Daniels with Diamond Car, 78. Goldberg promo gets a 99. Conan defeats Billy Kidman with the zip block after blatantly cheating. In case you didn't know, Konnan turned heel last month. Kidman's then being beaten down by Konnan, and Rey Mysterio comes down to make the save. And I know it's a bit early, but I'm going to pre-book a second Starcade match between Rey Mysterio Jr. and Konnan. Ooh. This was a sort of semi-main event. Wow, Canyon performance was 100. He defeated RVD with a flatliner, and they have great chemistry. Pretty impressive. Following the match, RVD's in the ring, Jarrett comes down, a brawl erupts, Jarrett gets the upper hand, hits a low blow, grabs his guitar, smashes it over RVD's head. RVD's down, Jarrett celebrates. And already, match number 3 being pre-booked for Starcade. Well, I suppose number 4 if you don't include the Battle Royal. RVD versus Jeff Jarrett. Main event. All-Star 10-man tag with people that are going to be involved in the Battle Royal. Lots of main eventers here. Bagwell, Scott Steiner, Booker T, Monty Brown, Ken Shamrock defeat Bossman Carino, Vampiro, Kurt Hennig and Dustin Rhodes. With Scott Steiner making Dustin Rhodes tap out with a Steiner recliner. 83. So yeah, hot start. An 88. Good warm up to the month. Oh, what have we got here? Edge and Christian being split up. Yeah, probably for the best. I was always a Christian fan. Well, I don't not like Edge, but Christian's pretty cool. So just to confirm, Chris Harris is out for 2 months with that Achilles tendon injury. So we got an 88. Raw got an 86. Kane defeated Scott Hall. So that will rule AMW out of my tag team tournament, who were they were kind of contenders to win it, to be honest, because they're so far up the card now. A few months of pushing them. 87 for SmackDown. Scott Hall defeated Shawn Michaels. They got 97. Okay, my developmental's normally up. Shaggy 2 Dope Online. Huh. China, the star of the show. That's a cool return. There you go. 6, aka X-Pac, has returned to WCW. He was he was in my plans to help Nash, but that's obviously gone down the toilet. But hey, it's good to have him back. So up next will be Thunder, and it will be the start of the tag team tournament. Okay, Thunder is ready. There is a tag team title tournament. So just a heads up, quite a few main eventers are missing from this week's show, like Booker T for example, but you know, it's to fit the tournament. So anywho, round 1, well, pre-show, 6 makes his return to ring action, defeats Chavo Guerrero with the X Factor. Now this is just to build him up a little bit, so we'll see how he gets on. 64. I've just got a message saying it soon became pretty clear that 6 was wasted on drugs, so he's going to be going back to rehab magic. Buff Bagwell defeats C.W. Anderson in the second pre-show match, 74. So we start off Thunder with Nigel McGuinness, the longest reigning US champion at the moment. Talks to the crowd, interrupted by Monty Brown, who challenges him to a US title match tonight, and that got a 100. So you know this rivalry is going to be good straight off the bat. Freestyle angle. We're backstage with the tag champs, who have been invited just to watch round 1 with the authority of WCW, Nash, Bischoff and Rhodes. So a round 1 match. AJ Styles and Daniels progress when they defeat, I didn't even update my notes for that one. They defeat the Naturals. 78 is a pretty good start. Following the match, they join the ring with Kazarian and Daniels and Joe, and they taunt Goldberg. 88. Following that, Bad Influence stayed in the ring and they are defeated by the Calgary Bulldogs. Harry Smith defeated Kazarian following a quick cradle during the match. Goldberg ran in and we all know he hit a spear. So Bad Influence would cost their match because of Goldberg. 59. Vampiro hypes the Dark Carnival, calling his team the second coming of death. And on that note, they progress in the tournament, defeating Amazing Airborne. Judas Messias hits the Driven to Hell. 60. CM Punk's with Nathan Jones and Conan and Lacine talking. So maybe a new alliance there. 92. The Rising, Daniel Bryan, Jerry Lynn defeat the Hart Foundation. They progress in the tournament. 79. Nash calls Sean O'Haire into his office. He says due to him sulking a lot, he's going to have a match tonight against Scott Steiner, who won the All-Star match on Nitro. Making their debut in the roster, but unsuccessful. Chad Collard, Dave Boy Smith defeat Jidrak and Stasiak, who were the replacement team for America's Most Wanted. David Boy Smith picks up the win with a running power slam. 73 is not bad. Kidman and London defeat Hennig and Wyndham. Billy Kidman with a fast roll up on Kurt Hennig. That's a big win because Kurt Henning's quite over. So 78. Camerons go backstage. A brutal attack from Jeff Jarrett on RVD is caught on film. 97. So Jarrett's really been beating the heck out of RVD the last 2 shows. Another tournament match, DDP and Bigelow progress. They defeat the Franchise. DDP hits the Diamond Cutter and Chris Hero gets the win. 78. Another tournament match, the former champs, the leaders of the New School, defeat the Steiner Warriors. Carino defeats Rick Steiner. 77. Bret Hart and Lance Storm cut an interview in which they take the mick out of David Boy Smith. And I will be making a Starcade match, singles match between Davey Boy and Lance Storm. So Scott Steiner upsets Sean O'Haire in a non-title match following a distraction from Kevin Nash. 78. So Scott Steiner picks up a non-title win, builds up some momentum. Main event, upset. In a bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat, Monty Brown defeats Nigel McGuinness by pinfall with a pounce, and he wins the United States Championship. Damn, 83, you know, considering they had a great chemistry, they both performed brilliantly. I was hoping for a bit higher. Following the match, Monty Brown clutches his new title, stares at it in disbelief, can't even say it, disbelief, and holds it in the air. Confetti falls from the sky. The camera pans to the entrance ramp. McGuinness is sat there looking on in shock. Carino and Canyon eventually lead him to the back. That's got 99. Continues the feud. Yeah, 88 for Thunder. And we had a title change. So McGuinness had held the title since April, I want to say. Have a quick look. I'm going to have a quick look. Yeah, he was US champion from April, so that's May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So he had an 8-month, near enough, title reign. Eight-month title reign, huh? Quite like those odds. And the alpha male Monty Brown gets his first title win. So 6 is now going back to rehab. And he's going to be there for 9 months apparently. 9 months. Great. Alright, what else happened? P. Williams won the Cruiserweight Championship. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He defeated Air Paris. I didn't want to completely rip off TNA by having a X Division Championship, so Cruiserweight will do. Saturday's news. Pete Williams asked to be called up. New World Tag Team Champions Johnny Swinger and Colt Cabana. Well, that's an interesting tag combination, I guess. The belts were vacated because Stasiak and Judrak are on my roster. They defeated Eric Young and Reno to win those tag titles. Bit of a random tag match. Alright, what's happening now? AJ wants some more money. And so there's TJ Wilson, Tyson Kidd. Let's see how over. AJ's pretty over now. He's now pushing into the mid to late 70s. So that's brilliant. He's nearly a main eventer now. Joe is early 70s. So that's good. Hayes won a tournament. So I was unhappy with Noah. Shelton Benjamin versus Randy Orton. Shaggy 2 Dope versus Eugene. Lash LaRue stood out, huh? Bobby Roode and Air Paris versus John Cena and Elite Skipper. Different. Vince Russo. I was, for fun, tempted to bring him back in a storyline. Russo and Bischoff. The New Blood. That was back in the day when I brought the New Blood back. Alright, nothing that affects me majorly. D'Lo Brown, that's a terrible picture. Right, up next will be Nitro. It will be quarter-final time in a tag team tournament. And that is pretty much all I've got planned off the top of my head for this show. Right, okay, Nitro is booked. Just a heads up, if you hear a random child in the background, it will be my son, as at the time of recording, I'm looking after him. Pre-show match. Motion Machine Guns defeat Jidrat Stasiak and Future Vision with the Made in Detroit. Alex Shelley gets the win, 70. Vampiro defeats Psychosis, Nail in the Coffin, 75. So Sean O'Haire comes out. He obviously lost to Steiner last week in a non-title match. This time he's confronted by Ric Flair. And they have a big argument, go back and forth, and they agree to a singles match tonight. Singles match for James Storm as Chris Harris is out for a little while. Super kick 59. Goldberg gets attacked by Bad Influence. Hey, that's pretty high for Daniels and Kaz. So quarterfinal match. Dark Carnival defeats the Bulldogs. Abyss pin or makes Collar submit after interference from Vampiro. During the match, Bret Hart attacked the British Bulldog. 68. Looks like Vampiro and Abyss are a good pairing. Kaz Hayashi, Lieutenant Hill, defeats his former partner Jimmy Yang. Senton backsplash. Okay, 61. Davey Boy Smith's been attacked 4-on-1 by Brett Storm, Teddy Hart and Jack Evans in the assault. Chad Collar runs in and helps his buddy, saving Bulldog from a beatdown. 77. Quarterfinal match, The Rising defeat the Calgary Bulldogs. Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson defeats TJ Wilson with the LaBelle lock. Got an 80. This is a good rating because Harry Smith and TJ Wilson are still low down on the card, so it shows you how good they are in the ring. Pissed off, Goldberg is backstage with Nash. He asks a chance to wrestle Daniels. Yeah, or that should have said, or Kaz in a match tonight. Nash accepts the request and will send one of them out there. 75. AJ, Joe, Daniels and Kaz are backstage talking. AJ says Kazarian should take the match as him and Daniels have a tag tournament and he doesn't want Daniels to do double duty again. 79. Rey Mysterio defeats the monster Nathan Jones following botched interference from Conan. 76. TV title defense, Goldberg defeats Kazarian with the spear. It's got an 84. Goldberg is running through Bad Influence, however it's not as bad as you think because they are getting a lot of overness just for being in a program with Goldberg. Jeff Jarrett and Rob Van Dam are backstage and they start brawling with each other. Hosts and agents break up. RVD lost his cool because he's been jumped 2 shows in a row from Jeff Jarrett. Bit of revenge there, 100. Another quarterfinal, AJ and Daniels progress. They defeat Bigelow and DDP. AJ defeat Bigelow with Handful of Tights, pinfall, 80. Nash is talking with Flair and they take the mickey out of Sean O'Haire. Just a random 4-way Booker T, Shamrock, Bossman and Dustin Rhodes with Booker getting the win. These are all guys that will be in the Battle Royale. Upset, and this is a big upset in the quarterfinals. Kidman and London defeat the former 2-time tag team champions, leaders of the new school. Kidman rolls up Carino, and that got an 84. McGuinness calls out Monty Brown and he wants a rematch, and believe it or not I'm going to put this rematch on Thunder. So we're going to have a rematch between Monty Brown and Nigel McGuinness for the US title. Main event, Ric Flair upsets Sean O'Haire following a distraction from Mike Awesome, 87. For fuming, Sean O'Haire is kicking off in the ring. Ric Flair, Kevin Nash and Mike Awesome head backstage to celebrate a 99 and a big old 91 for this show. the whole point of this storyline is to show that Sean O'Haire is not invincible. He's had a lot of wins under me. So a few main eventers, again a few revenge wins. Raw's better than me, I've got 91, so Raw must have been amazing. I'm just double checking that you guys can't see that Sean O'Haire's overness is still good, which it is. So Raw got a 92, Triple H defeated Chris Jericho, and we got 91. And Jack Evans wants more money. So we'll progress a couple of days. So on Thunder we're going to have the semi-finals and the tag tournament, plus Brown against McGuinness. So for the semi-finals are the Rising versus AJ and Daniels, and Kidman and London versus the Dark Carnival. SmackDown got a 90, Austin and Triple H went to a no contest, and they got a 99. Alright, let's see, developmental, China that is, by the way, Jonah Lorre is China. She's always a star, so to be honest, it's only because I don't have a women's division just yet. That is planning to change in the new year. Right, up next will be Thunder. Okay, Thunder is ready. Going in a bit of a different direction this week. So in a pre-show, 8-man tag, Shamrock, Liger, the Naturals defeat Taka, Roadkill, Doring and C.W. Anderson. Got 72, that's not a bad start. Bigelow and DDP only make it on the pre-show, taking on the random tag combo of James Storm and Sean Stasiak, 69. Main show, Sean O'Haire annoyed about his defeat because of Mike Awesome distracting him, bumps into Bagwell backstage and takes out his rage. It's got a 93, sorry. 6-way cruiserweight match. Evan Bourne picks up a big win over Shelley, Yang, Hayashi, Ultimo and Shannon Moore. Bourne hits his 450 splash for the win, 66. To be honest, I left the winner blank, so thinking that maybe Jimmy Yang would get it. Steiner Warriors cut a promo. To be honest, this was just a generic let's get him used on the card promo. Big win for Chris Sabin, upsets Mark Judrak in singles action, 58. Chuck Palumbo also in singles action defeats Chris Hero, and it was his first hardcore title defense. 78 is pretty decent for a mid-card match. Freestyle segment, basically CM Punk and Nathan Jones are pulling out the Mysterio feud because they're going on into the World Title feud, so they've told Conan he's on his own. 94 is pretty good. Okay, semi-final of the tag team tournament. Kidman and London defeat the Dark Carnival. London pinned Macias following botched interference from Vampiro. Kidman and London are now in the finals. Following their defeat though, Vampiro, Abyss and Macias beat down Kidman in London, make him a bloody mess. This is basically to keep him strong as a powerhouse stable. It's got an 80. The Bulldogs without Davey Boy, so Chad Collar, Harry Smith and TJ Wilson come up short against Lance Storm and the Hart Foundation. Lance Storm making TJ Wilson tap out to the Canadian Maple Leaf following interference from Major Guns. So yeah, she's still floating around as Lance Storm's manager. 79. Pissed off, Sean O'Hare arrives in the catering area with a lead pipe. Goes on a warpath, he nails Kurt Hennig and Shane Douglas in the back. DDP turns around and eats a pipe to the head. Somehow Chavo Guerrero of all people manages to stand his guard and disarm Sean O'Hare, however he's thrown across some tables. BG James charges at him and ends up being chokeslammed through a table. Psychosis tries to run out, but O'Hare throws a chair at him, knocking him out. And Booker T isn't backing down. The two brawl, and a host of agents and refs finally come up and stop the carnage. 95, so Sean O'Hare is on a massive rampage and he don't care who's in his way. The second semi-final. AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels defeat The Rising. AJ pins Bryan Danielson following the Styles clash. It's got a brilliant rating actually, 86. I'm hoping Rising will rise up the card, and them feuding with Bad Influence will be a good thing. Final match. Bad Influence have an interview hyping the fact that they're going to win the tag tournament, and also they're going to kick Goldberg down. 84. Mysterio defeats the Boss Man following some botched interference from Conan. 79. RVD's in the ring. Jeff Jarrett's in the ring, calls out RVD, but Shane Helms from the Rising comes out instead. It says Jarrett will be bringing something. RVD comes out of a sewage truck and sprays the contents at Jeff Jarrett. It's got a 93. Sean O'Hare finally calls out Mark Awesome. He responds, challenges to a match, and the two have a little brawl. This match will be taking place on Nitro. Tag match, Goldberg and Booker T defeat Dustin Rhodes and Brian Clark. Again, these are contenders in the Battle Royale. McGuinness, Carino and Canyon cut a promo before the US title rematch. An exceptional match. Monty Brown defeats McGuinness. McGuinness was disqualified when Carino ran in and attacked Monty Brown. We also had Canyon attack Brown. So this is technically his first title defense successful, and it got an 80, probably because of the interference. Yeah, 86 is good. 87 is better. People don't really like a scrappy finish, so the short little US title feud is coming along nicely. So if you ever wonder what my mail is, quite often it's just people requesting to be brought up from developmental, so it's never anything interesting, because I'm not even going for people at the moment, and the decisions quite often is either someone failing a steroids test or someone asking for a pay rise. Classic WCW, people always want more money. So John Cena is the star in my developmental. I should probably look at calling him up soon, to be honest. Right, again, I've got 10 emails and all of them are people wanting called up from development. Prince Davret defeated at Austin Aries 96 X Division title. That was the main event. You know, so in my development, oh look at that, John Cena's dating this lovely lady here. Don't really know much about her as a wrestler. She is in my development. She's got not the highest. She'll be in there a while with her stats. Alright guys, those that are watching and pay attention a bit for me. I'm toying with the idea of two things. One, and I'll get to them soon. X Division title change, Evan Courageous wins it. Oh, it was my developmental Starcade. Courageous beat Finn Balor for the X Division title. 64 that got. New tag team of Lizzie Valentine and Rain. So yeah, two ideas I'm toying with. One's obviously calling up a women's division. That's definitely going to happen at some point. Probably in January or February. The other idea is I had a little test to see how many people I could get in the Battle Royal. And I've probably got about 90 people on my roster. Which is huge for a roster. Hence why my shows can sometimes look like they're all over the place. Scott Hall defeated Kane in the main event of Armageddon. That got an 89. So I'm probably going to do a brand split. That's definitely going to happen, I think. The only thing I'm debating about is whether I do lots of little angles saying this is draft pick number 1. This is draft pick number 2. You know, like if you were watching it on TV, or just do a brand split myself and post a list and be like, here's the brand split now, guys. So yeah, if you guys got any opinions on that, let me know. All your comments I do read, and they are quite helpful. Anyway, up next is Nitro. Main event, Sean O'Hare versus Mike Awesome. Okay, Raw Nitro is ready. I keep saying Raw, I can't help myself. Alright, in the pre-show match, Dustin Rhodes defeats the Great Muta. This got 74, it's quite a high rating. Three-way tag match, the Rising defeats the Steiner Warriors and Jidrak and Stasiak. Bryan Danielson picks up the win. I actually left this blank, so I'm quite surprised they got put over the Steiner Warriors. So the main show kicks off with Bad Influence cutting a promo saying tonight's going to be their night. And Kazarian is in action straight away. In a fatal 4-way cruiserweight match, Mysterio defeats Kazarian, Sabin and Psychosis. This got a 78, so a very, very good start to the show. Tag match, Kurt Hennig and Barry Windham actually pick up a tag win over Amazing Airborne. Hennig Plex for the win. 74. CM Punk hypes Nathan Jones. And a pre-match hype. Ultimo Dragon actually gets a win over James Gibson. 77. Low Mikado and enhancement talent, so that is a very good result. Nathan Jones, following his little hype, defeats Bam Bam Bigelow with the Big Boot Classic. It's 59. Vampiro gives a dark promo about wanting to be champion and will do whatever it takes. The Dark Carnival step forward and together say whatever it takes. 90. So that's their involvement on the show, hyping up Brett, Lance, Teddy and Jack Evans beat down Jack Collar and British Bulldog, but only end up getting beat down themselves, 77. Conan picks up a win over BG James, former Free Live Crew buddy, 78. Big win for Buff, he beats Bossman with the Buff Blockbuster, 78. McGuinness is backstage with Carino and Canyon. They're in Kevin Nash's office. He asks for a shot again at Monty Brown, but Nash thinks about it and says someone else should get a chance and grants Canyon the title shot, 89. So we've got Canyon versus Monty Brown. Tag team action. Shane Helms and Rob Van Dam defeat Jeff Jarrett and Brian Clark when Jarrett was disqualified when fighting RVD. It's a very good rating, 90. Following the match, both teams continue to brawl. Brian Clark keeps RVD distracted as Jeff Jarrett slams Helms onto a ringside table. He then power drives Helms through the table, so the Planet Jarrett send a message to the Rising and RVD by taking out one of their members, 85 that got. The final of the tag team tournament is won by Billy Kidman and Paul London. Kidman defeats AJ Styles at the Shooting Star Press. This got an 83. Following the match, Styles and Daniels are still in the ring as Kidman and London heads back to celebrate. However, things go from bad to worse for AJ and Daniels. Goldberg hits the ring. AJ quickly bails, but Daniel isn't so lucky. A huge spear takes him down, and just for good measure, Goldberg hits the jackhammer and snarls towards AJ Styles, 94. As Kidman and London are celebrating backstage, Flair and Awesome appear. After a brief stare down, Flair congratulates them on their victory and says he hopes they're ready to try and step up to the major leagues. So I don't forget, let's pre-book Paul London, Billy Kidman versus Mike Awesome and Ric Flair at Starcade. Monty Brown defeats Canyon following botched interference from Nigel McGuinness, 76. After the match, Canyon, McGuinness and Carino are seen arguing with each other. Main event, Sean O'Haire finally picks up a win following Stacy Keibler's interference. This got an 82. Following the match, Sean O'Haire and Awesome won't stop fighting. Suddenly, the ring starts filling up with more superstars: Scott Steiner, Booker T, CM Punk, Shane Douglas, DDP. The brawl all around the arena. Nash appears on the scene to try and stop everything. However, despite the attempts by security to break him up, the brawl continues as the show comes to an end. A 99. I haven't had one of them in a while. So an 86. I mean, it was in Puerto Rico. Whether or not that affects your rating a bit, because they're a bit more Spanish influenced over there. It might affect the entertainment angles, but we did pretty good. Raw got an 89. Triple H defeated the Big Show. CM Punk told me that James Gibson talks well and I should consider giving him some more mic time. Interesting. Okay, nothing too much in the news. So Billy Kidman is an upper mid-carder now, by the way. Paul London is a standard mid-carder, but hey, tag team tournament's done them well. It'll be a big ask to beat 2 main eventers. SmackDown got a 90, Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin, double count out. Joe Styles, the best announcer. He is the best announcer, that's why he's my announcer. Stone Mountain on the Rise, no idea who that is. NWA Wildside apparently. What have we got here? Eric Young? Oh, what a hero. Don't fire Eric, don't fire. Eric Young opened the show against Kevin Owens. Okay, up next is Thunder. Okay, Thunder is booked. Let's go. Alright, kicking things off with a 10-man tag. Crazy Jimmy Yang, James Gibson, Jushin Liger, and the Great Muta defeat Daddy Doring, Rocky, Ultimate Dragon, Kazuyoshi, and Chavo Guerrero. It's got a 65, not bad. Kick-off. A tag match, Leaders of New School. First time in a while they've not been used really in the show. Defeat the Naturals, Carino pins Chase Stevens, 74. So main show, Ric Flair and Billy Kidman go back and forth on the mics, and it's decided they're going to meet one-on-one in the main event. So Billy Kidman, after they won the tag tournament, getting a bit of a push. And again, 99 shows you what Ric Flair can do. Tag match, CM Punk and Nathan Jones defeat the Motor City Machine Guns. To be honest, I don't think I want to continue this tag team too much longer, Jones and Punk, because I think CM Punk is being held back a little bit. 76, even though they have excellent chemistry, it's always nice. Conan jumps Rey Mysterio backstage, beats him down, throws him into Melina, where she's not really dressed. And this got a 91, so a good little build for the Conan Mysterio match that's going to happen at the pay-per-view. Freestyle angle, Eric Bischoff tells Shane Helms he will defend the Cruiserweight title in a 6-way ladder match at Starcade. And I can confirm that will involve Saban, Kazarian, Ultimo, Jimmy Yang and Kazuyoshi. Hopefully a bit of a show stealer match. Bryan Danielson defeats Taka Michinoku with the label lock. That's got an 80. London's backstage, arguing with Mike Awesome. This catches the attention of Eric Bischoff, and I'm going to quickly pre-book this now for Nitro. This is obviously the other half of the tag team rivalry. Paul London will square off one-on-one with the big man, Mike Awesome. 6-man tag, the Bulldogs get one over on Lance Storm and the Hart Foundation. It's got a 79. Again, this one's probably going to come to an end at Starcade. I'm going to go with a singles between Davey Boy and Lance Storm. Goldberg's backstage and he gets jumped 4-on-1 by the Bad Influence, AJ, Joe, Kaz and Daniels. 86. Singles match, RVD picks up a big win, defeats Wrath following botched interference from Jeff Jarrett. It's got a 79. Following the match, Jarrett's been attacked, but Bryan Danielson and Jerry Lynn save him from a serious beatdown, and I think I'll book a 6-man tag on Nitro. We'll have what's left of Planet Jarrett. which is Jeff Jarrett, Brian Clark and James Storm, taking on RVD, Jerry Lynn and Brian Danielson. I got an 89, pretty decent. Good match. Buff Bagwell, Booker T, Chuck Palumbo defeat Henning, Windham and Bossman. This is just to build to the fact that these guys are contenders in the Battle Royal. 81. The US champion Monty Brown defeats Dustin Rhodes with the Pounce, non-title match. 77. Final match, Nigel McGuinness does the classic laying him out, posing over the champ, and we shall have their final match at Starcade, and we'll make it 2 out of 3 falls. So Nigel's last chance at getting his title back will happen at Starcade. Tag match again, bit of a reunion here. The Steiner brothers defeat the Franchise. Chris Jerez taps out to Steiner Kleiner again. These will all be in the Battle Royal. Obviously Scott Steiner picking up a non-title win over Sean O'Haire makes him a good contender. Vampiro defeats Ken Shamrock, nail in the coffin. 81, good match. Nash is in the ring with Sean O'Haire, trying to make him see that he can't hope to beat him as he holds the power. Sean O'Haire snaps and beats down Kevin Nash. 100. Main event. Better rating than I hoped. Billy Kidman defeats Ric Flair with a shooting star press. This got an 82. This has got to give Billy Kidman an overness boost. 89 for Thunder. Yeah, pretty good. Right, I shall sum up. Basically, few developmentals want coring up. Flair says Ultimo Dragon's not very charismatic. That's nice, Rick. Thanks for that. Poor Ultimo. Let's have a quick gander at some overness change. So Flair's on 89. Billy Kidman's in the 70s now, so this tournament's done him wonders. Not sure who that is. Lash LaRue got a good rating. So I'm just going to confirm it now with you guys. I will be doing a draft come January. My roster's so big now. It's got 90 odd superstars. We've got loads of people in development want calling up. So it's about time I start dividing the roster. Right, 8 emails, 8 people want calling up. Looks like we're at Christmas. Evan Courageous to beat Finn Balor in the main event. So yeah, also I've got so many women in development that deserve a chance to shine, so they'll be called up as well. Oh, that's my son in the background. As you guys know, we're in a bit of a lockdown, so it's a bit hard to record in peace. Lash LaRue again, standing out. New women's champion in development. Kenny Omega's injured after shattering his knee. Dang. Let's have a look at his physical. That's him out for 1 year, so no Kenny Omega call up. Right, soon will be the last Nitro of 2002. We've got Kidman versus, we've got London versus Awesome, and we've got a 6-man tag with Planet Jarrett versus members of the Rising. Yeah, I know I've got contracts expiring on Thunder, but I've signed different deals. Triple R. My development had a pay-per-view. Elite Skipper beat Bobby Roode in a main event. Right, so up next will be Nitro, preferably without my song saying Itsy Bitsy Spider in the background. Up next is Nitro. Okay, the last Nitro is done. Got a bit of a preview match. Anyway, 6-way tag. Gibson Yang, Bourne beat Kaz Moore, Teddy Hart. Bourne hits the 450 splash, 65. 6-way cruiserweight match. Chavo beats Amazing Red, Chris Sabin, Super Crazy, Ultimate Dragon, and Psychosis. This got a 69. Kevin Nash is backstage, goes into DDP's locker room. They have a chat about Sean O'Haire. Nash says he needs DDP's help. With the draft coming up, he wants DDP as his assistant general manager, sort of an insiders in a non-ring reunion. You can still wrestle, but he'll be the right hand of the boss, and it will be some plus size. DDP doesn't take long and shakes his hand. He is in 91. So DDP is now sort of moving into the non-wrestling side as well, and will be Kevin Nash's sort of running buddy in charge of most likely going to be Thunder. Triple threat cruiserweight match. Shane Helms defeats Alex Shelley and Taka. This got a 78. A bit of a hype from Punk on Nathan Jones. This got 83. Leading to Nathan Jones beating BG James. This got a 60. Bret Hart and David Boy Smith trade insults and they agree. Come Starcade, it will be the final showdown between the Bulldogs and the Hearts. Bad Influence defeat the Calgary Bulldogs. A bit of a revenge for their earlier loss this month when they lost in the tournament to them. Got an 80, it's quite a high rating. DDP and Nash are backstage talking some draft stuff with Eric Bischoff. Nash cuts a deal. He wants DDP to automatically be on Nash's show. In return, Bischoff can have his enforcer Boss Man on his show. So they're basically the non-draft picks and will already start on their rosters. Bischoff says, you know what, I'll show you I can help, I can be helpful, so you got a deal. Just remember this moment when I want something. So that got 90. So officially DDP and Bossman, who quite often do a lot of non-wrestling stuff, like, well, Bossman's the enforcer and he beats people up really. But they'll start on their favourite general manager's show. The Rising. RVD, Jerry Lynn, Bryan Danielson defeat Planet Jarrett. Rob Van Dam defeats James Storm with a 5-star frog splash, 76. So the Rising are smashing Planet Jarrett. After the match, they will have a little brawl to the back, 84. Another freestyle angle. Nash and Eric Bischoff with their enforcers agree to explain the rules on Thunder. It's got 90. Jack Collar defeats Sean Stasiak, 73. Nash and O'Haire have an exchange of words. Nash warns O'Haire if he touches him again, he will strip him of the title and he won't even be in the Battle Royal. Smug O'Haire laughs and backs away, saying, "You scared, big guy? Yeah, you look it." It's a shame I can't wrestle Nash because these angles are smashing it really. Jeff Jarrett has had enough. Following a defeat earlier on the night, he fires James Storm from the group and he says, "Tell your partner he's gone too." Storms out. He then goes up to Brian Clark. He's a bit more careful with his words, saying his hired services are no longer needed and he pays him off. So that's the end of Planet Jarrett. It's got a 90. Mike Awesome defeats Paul London. Awesome bomb. 78 is quite high, wasn't expecting that. Following the match, Awesome's been beaten down by Kidman out of London. Flair comes to make the save, takes on both Kidman and London by himself. Awesome recovers, but makes a mistake of coming from behind, and Flair clocks Awesome. Kidman and London escape in a confusion. They're trying to cause tension, a little bit of a build for their tag team title match. Goldberg defeats AJ and Joe 2-on-1 when Joe was disqualified for using a weapon after, apparently, 83. Still, come Sunday it'll be a triple threat, so it'll be different rules. Monty Brown defeats Shane Douglas, DQ when Nigel McGuinness runs in and attacks Monty Brown. Alright, I'm just going to quickly change this now. So, Brown's getting jumped by McGuinness. Carino and Canyon are with him. He gets demanding them to do stuff. Canyon and Carino seem to look a bit fed up. Don't want to be bossed around all the time. They're being a bit slow, and it allows Brown to roll out the ring and get to safety. Nigel is a bit annoyed, starts berating them. Canyon's had enough, and he shoves McGuinness to the ground. He picks up a mic, says enough is enough, I'm no one's lackey. In fact, I have bigger things. I want the WCW title. Canyon surprises Carino and hits a flatliner. Again, McGuinness sat on the floor, watches a complete shot. Canyon picks up the mic. So yeah, Canyon picks up the mic again and says, oh yeah, one more thing, I'm done with you guys. The crowd pops and the question returns, who better than Canyon? So Chris Canyon's turned face and Carino and McGuinness are not sure what to do. The main event's a preview. We have a 20-man Royal Rumble style match. Scott Steiner gets the win, an 81, so a bit of a preview for Starcade. Overall, an 88 for Nitro. Okay, Raw got a 90, we got a 88. Again, apologies if you do hear my son in the background. Like I said, being on lockdown, it's not easy. Trying to get a bit of recording time. Sort of just got to make do when I can. Trying to get this show done. So I suppose a show's better than no show. That's what would happen otherwise. Anyway, 82 for SmackDown. Nothing. Ooh, who got divorced? 7 Braggs, and not sure who they are. Stasiak says he gets more nervous the more he has to. The more he gets pushed, the more nervous he gets. Cesaro's hot property. He used to be on my roster. He's still not been signed by anybody. Could bring him back, I guess. Right. All the news is people wanting to be called up. Justin Liger's actually left. And that's my son again. Justin Liger's actually left New Japan. China was the star. Right, up next will be The Last Thunder. Right, Last Thunder is done. Finally get a bit of peace and quiet when I do this one. Again, apologies for the background noise, you know, lockdown. Can only do what you can do. Right, a 6-man tag at a pre-show. Brian Clark and the Franchise defeat BG James and the Motor City Machine Guns. Brian Clark hits a meltdown, 74. A random tag combo of Shamrock and the Great Muta defeat Danny Doring and Roadkill, again a pre-show, just to get them on the show. So McGuinness and Carino come down to the ring. They take microphones and they're interrupted by Monty Brown and Canyon, and it's decided we're going to have a tag team main event later on tonight. It's got a 99. So I was testing this tag team out. CW Anderson and Bossman defeat the Naturals. They don't seem too bad together. They'll need a bit of time to gel, but yeah, not bad. Nathan Jones defeats Liger in like 2 minutes, and they have great chemistry. I feel bad letting Liger get beat in 2 minutes. Kevin Nash and Bischoff in the ring. They're talking about the draft. Bischoff will be running Nitro. Nash will be running Thunder. The champions will be split into each show. Nitro will get the World, TV and Cruiserweight, while Thunder gets the US Tag and Hardcore. Whoever holds these belts come the end of Starcade will automatically be on that show. Both shows will introduce new belts as well. 100. Palumbo defeats his former buddy Sean Stasiak, retains his Hardcore title, which is one of the ones that could decide his fate, because the Hardcore title will be on Thunder. Tag match, big win for Henning and Wyndham as they defeat Jerry Lynn, Bryan Danielson. It's got 79. Sean O'Haire talking backstage, bumps into DDP. DDP says something O'Haire doesn't like. They start to argue and they agree to meet in a match later. 90. Random 4-way tag match. Wow, the Hart Foundations pick up the win. I left this blank as they defeat the Calgary Bulldogs, Steiner Warriors and the Dark Carnival. Teddy Hart pinned Harry Smith. That should give them big momentum, that should. Bit of a standoff between Flair and Awesome and Kidman and London. Bit of a build for their tag team match. 95's brilliant. Kazarian, Styles, Joe and Daniels are in the ring, about to cut a promo again, when Goldberg hits the ring and destroys them all. Who can stop this man? So the TV champion is Goldberg. The TV title is going to be on Nitro, so he could automatically be on Nitro if he retains. Lance Storm defeats Chad Collar. Canadian Maple Leaf after Major Guns interfered. 82. Buff Bagwell defeats Dustin Rhodes. 79. Bischoff and Nash are backstage this time. They form as the draft picks will be 2 at a time. A tag team / stable counts as 1. The draft will run for a couple of weeks on Nitro and Thunder until everybody's been selected. They will be introducing a women's title to both shows and some developmental call-ups. That's got a 100. Rey Mysterio defeated Shane Helms when Helms was disqualified when Conan interfered and attacked Rey Mysterio. 81. Non-title match, Sean O'Haire defeats DDP with a Widowmaker after his manager Stacy Keibler interfered. 86. An all-out brawl kicks off with some of the main contenders, including Booker T, Scott Steiner, Conan, Vampiro, CM Punk, Mysterio, Rob Van Dam and Jeff Jarrett. It's got a 94. The main event, an exceptional match. Canyon and Monty Brown defeat McGuinness and Carino. Canyon pinned his former tag team partner Carino after hitting the flatliner. This got a 90. So the go home show before the pay-per-view hits a 92. Lots of people want gone from development. Standard, that's all my emails ever say. Incident involving Buff Bagwell. He's identified as a steroid user. I always fine him. And he actually reacted positive to that one. Bobby Roode won the world title in my developmental. And Brett Albright won the North American title. So double title change in development. So Roode defeated Finlay and John Cena in the main event. And the North American, Brett defeated Roderick Strong. The previous North American champion was Kenny Omega, who shattered his knee. That is my Canadian Wrestling Federation, in case you didn't know. Right, all my news, it's 9 news, all of them want called up, including Finn Balor, Elite Skipper, Mikey Whipwreck, Bobby Roode, Liz Mark Jr., Petey Williams, Low Key, Sid Sargent, John Cena. That's all I forget. Call me up, call me up. Running Wild development. Evan Courageous defeated Finn Balor in the main event. David Arquette defeated Mike Rotundo. Arquette is feuding with David Flair, by the way, in development. That is that just says it all. Doug Williams. Oh, he was already 30. He was obviously a late bloomer in America. Right, so up next will be Starcade. So I'll run through the card. There's Gunner there. So a quick look at the news. My development, Lash LaRue for some reason keeps shining. Okay, so the Starcade card is as follows. We got the 60-man Battle Royal. Lance Storm versus Davey Boy Smith. Joe defends the TV title against AJ. No, Goldberg defends the TV title against Joe and AJ. Kidman and London battle for the tag titles against Flair and Awesome. McGuinness tries to get his US title back from Monty Brown. We also got a few grudge matches. Conan versus Rey Mysterio. Rolf Van Dam versus Jeff Jarrett. And we've got a 6-way ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship of the world. Alright, so up next is Starcade. It will also be followed by the end of season, end of year awards. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, Starcade is ready. First time ever 60-man Battle Royal for the world title. Alright, the show kicks off. Joe Styles, Don Callis talk about the show. Got an 83. Good start for the commentary team. So to end the first feud, Lance Storm defeats Davey Boy Smith following a distraction from Bret Hart. 74. Davey Hart Smith, that's the son's name in WWE, sustained a quizzical neck strain. Okay, never heard of that before. Cruiserweight title defense. New Cruiserweight champion Frankie Kazarian defeats Helms, Yang, Kaz, Hayashi, Sabin, and Liger. Had a few bumps. Helms took one, Yang took one, Kaz took one. So this confirms that Kaz will officially be on Nitro because he's the Cruiserweight champion. Conan has a bit of a promo where he said he's gonna win. feud ender. Oh, they're great chemistry. Cool. Rey Mysterio upsets Conan. Need to build Rey Mysterio up. 83, decent. Another feud ender, Jeff Jarrett defeats Rob Van Dam. That's got an 81. Another feud ender, the short US title feud. Monty Brown defeats Nigel McGuinness. 2 out of 3's full match. He won 2 falls to 1. He won the first, lost the second. Won the pounce, 89. This confirms that Monty Brown's going to be on Thunder. Also, just to confirm while I'm here, Chuck Palumbo, who didn't even have a match on the Hardcore title, will be on Thunder. Just writing all this down so I don't forget. Final match. Nigel McGuinness finally gets... Oh, I ruined that. Nigel McGuinness wanted his belt back. Steve Corino hits the ring, grabs the title, nails what should say champion, not former champion, Monty Brown over the head, knocking him down. Goes over to his buddy, clocks him over the head with the belt as well. He holds the title up high and dumps the on the body of McGuinness. I did create this angle. I obviously just put the names the wrong way round, but basically Corino turned on McGuinness as well. Wow, this has got a bigger rating than I thought. Flair and Awesome defeat Kidman and London. It's got a 93. So this means Awesome and Flair are going to be on Thunder as well. They're the tag team champions. To be honest, they didn't want to drop the belts, and I didn't want to cause any arguments. So Awesome and Flair retain the tag titles. TV title match, Samoa Joe defeats Goldberg and AJ Styles. He actually made AJ Styles submit, so that means that Samoa Joe joins Kazarian on Nitro as the TV champion. Only got 74, ends the feud though. Shawn O'Hare's with Stacey Keibler backstage, about to head towards the ring. They meet DDP and Kevin Nash, who wishes him good luck, 92. Here it comes, the world title match. In a decent match, Shawn O'Hare retains the world championship. The final 4 were Booker T, CM Punk and Scott Steiner. Booker T was the final man eliminated. Scott Steiner got the most eliminations, but Shawn O'Hare walked out the world champion, 86. Final match, O'Hare does a celebration. So, despite the odds, Shawn O'Hare retains the world title and he will be on Nitro. So just to confirm, on Nitro, what did I get for Starcade first? 82, oh, that's not the greatest, that's probably the worst I've had for a while. There weren't enough attractive women, huh. Well, that's pretty bad. Starcade kind of flops a bit with an 82. Anyway, just to confirm, on Nitro will be Shawn O'Hare, Samoa Joe, Frankie Kazarian, and obviously the boss man. On Thunder will be Chuck Palumbo, the hardcore champ, the tag champs Awesome and Flair, and the US champ is Monty Brown, despite my mistake in the angle. Who do I praise? Shawn O'Hare, I suppose. I think Ric Flair did quite well. And we'll praise Billy Kidman. So it's probably because the women usually are managers. Maybe they can't be managers in a battle royal. Might have been why. First time I've had that come up. Alright, just doing a little bit of loading because it's the end of the year. Alright, here we go. Wrestler of the Year. It would be The Rock, wouldn't it? Alright, Wrestler of the Year is The Rock. Company of the Year is Noah. That's quite a surprise. Team of the Year, Muta and Mossman, whoever they are. Match of the Year, The Rock defeating Jerry Lynn on SmackDown. Yeah, Show of the Year, WCW The Big Bang 2. That's because we had that 100 pay-per-view. Or 99 pay-per-view. Young Wrestler of the Year, Nigel McGuinness, my US champion. He had a good year. Former US champion now. Scott Hall, Veteran of the Year. He's the WWE World Champ at the moment. So yeah, Nigel, former, just to be sure. Female of the Year, Akira Koto. She's in Japan. Most Improved, WCW. Ernest Miller, Independent of the Year. Paul Heyman, Manager of the Year. Jim Ross, Announcer of the Year. So this is a regen. He works in Japan. His color commentary skills are 84. And then Nick Patrick, Referee of the Year. A few in Starcade. Again, got an 82 because of the women factor, so I wouldn't take that as a hit. Davey Boy's got a bit of a slight injury. Apparently he can work through it. Just a few tours ending and starting. So what I'll do is I'll have a quick look at the Power 500. Number 1 was The Rock. Then you have Jericho, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Triple H, Edge. I mean, my Mizawa, Undertaker, Benoit's up there. I mean, I don't even have anybody in the top 20. Well, 23 was my best, and that was Sean O'Hare. Booker T was 26. Well, anyway, guys, that is the end of another episode. First off, thank you for sticking by me. I appreciate all the views, all the comments you guys leave me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter at herd85_captain. Apologies for some of the background noise, you know, with the whole world situation. Currently at home a lot, looking after my son, so I can only release the videos as much as I can. Hope you guys are still enjoying it. We're now about to embark onto 2003, where there will be a draft to separate the rosters, because WCW is pretty overrun with talent and I need to sort it out. And also we're going to get some women's divisions, we're going to have some new titles, and hopefully a bunch of new storylines everybody will enjoy. We've got to do some because I've got none on the go. But anyway, guys, as always, please take care. See you later.